Okay, so if we were to simplify these questions, how would you go about simplifying this first one? For us to simplify, how would you go about simplifying p plus 6, p plus 6? How would you go about that?
P plus 6 squared.
Sorry?
P plus 6 squared.
Yeah, so what you need to understand is there's lots of different ways of doing it. You'd make it p plus 6 all squared, Jared. That's what you'd do. Why has he made them squared for, Jess? Yeah, they're identical, aren't they? P plus 6, P plus 6, they're absolutely identical. How would you solve it from here, Jared? Sorry, if you're asked to expand and then simplify. Yeah.
Expand.
Yeah.
And then I put it back out into P plus 6.
You'd put it back out to that? Yep, no worries. That's alright. How would you expand and then simplify that then, Jared?
I'd do FOIL.
You'd do FOIL. What would you do? Arrows. Yep.
Yeah,
Arrows. So let's do it using FOIL and let's do it using arrows. Alright? So FOIL suggests first outers. Remember there's a times in there. Okay. P times 6 is 6p. Inners is 6 times p. And last is 6 times 6. So p squared plus 12p. I've collected like terms there. Plus 6 plus 6p. Plus 6p plus 6p, sorry. Plus 36. Okay, so that'd be the way you two would do it. And the way you two would do it would be for arrows, p times p would be p squared. P times 6 would be plus 6p. And then 6 times p would be plus 6p. And then 6 times 6 would be plus 36. Again, I'm looking at collecting the only like terms that are there. They're the only ones that are there. And we end up with exactly the same answer. Alright, so you should know how to do that. And that should be reasonable. And then we get something like this middle one. Using the same process? Yeah? Using the same process, Jaden? Yeah. Yep. So how would you solve this, Jaden?
5x times 2x.
Good. 5x times 2x. Yep. Would give you
10x squared.
10x squared. Lucky I paused and looked at you. 10x squared. Good.
5x times minus 7.
5x times minus 7 would give you
35.
Yep. Negative and a positive.
30. Yeah. Negative.
Negative 35x.
Yeah.
Jess, do you want to pick it up from here, please?
We're just doing plus 10, yeah?
So what? Yes, that's right. Yep.
So 2 times the 2x.
Yes.
4x.
Good. So plus 4x.
And then 2 times minus 7 minus 14.
Excellent. Minus 14. Well done. Can you simplify that at all? Is there any like terms there? There's some like terms here. They're the same, so you can do something with them. Alright, so Jared, what would you do with them?
Minus 35x plus 4x, which would be minus 31x.
Good. Minus 31x, so that's that number line, or if you haven't got a number line, that's using your calculator. And 10x squared has to remain the same, and take 14 needs to remain the same because there's no just numbers on their own and there's no other x squareds on their own. So that's as simple as you could make it. Alright? You two that do the FOIL method, are you alright with that? Okay, and then the last one we have is x plus 9 all squared. How could we go about doing that?
Expand it out.
You could expand it out. How would you go about that, Jared?
X plus 9,
Yes.
bracket x plus 9.
Okay, so you're making it like these. Yep, and like this one. Alright. Remember the other day I said that if you had something all squared, you could do this. You could square the first number, plus 2 and times that by everything inside them, plus square the last number. Remember we went through that the other day? Can you try and solve this, Jess Searle, using this method? X plus 9 all squared.
Using that one you just done.
Yeah, using that method. Yeah, that's right. And I know it's new to you, so you were away.
Is that just the same as like, would that be the expanded form if you done it the other way, up the top, on the right hand side?
As in this.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and do it this. We're going to try and solve this using this method. Alright, Jess Matters, do you want to help Jess out a bit to get us started?
A squared.
Sorry?
A squared.
Yeah, but we're doing it for this.
Oh, x.
So what's your A in this? That's right, it's your X in this. Okay? So what this is a rule, Jess, basically. And this is saying, if you get that first number, you square it, or letter. You get that last number, or letter, and you square that. And in between, you times both of them together, and then times them by positive 2, when this is added. Okay, I don't even know if you were here for this. So we're going to square this first number. This is the first number, or letter. Okay, Jared, pick it up from there.
Times 2 times a.
Plus 2.
Oh, plus 2, sorry, times a.
Plus 2 times.
B. Times 2. Times x, sorry. Times b. That's 9, sorry.
Times 9. Good. Okay, Jess, that hasn't confused you at all, has it?
Is it just plus 9 squared?
Plus 9 squared. Excellent. Okay. X squared. 2 times x is 2x. 2x times 9 is 18x. Plus 9 squared, Jaden?
81.
Oh, I think it's 18. Good boy. 81, because it's 9 times itself. 9 nines are 81. And we're done. X squared plus 18x plus 81. Now we could do that the way Jared spoke of, absolutely. Or by the arrows method. Now the only thing with that, guys, is this is a lot shorter than going through some of this process. Alright? So, in a way, when you get to 8b, you'll be using this a little bit more. Alright? And that's what I'd like you to start to use, rather than this. But in the first instance, what you might do is try and use this and then check your answer using the old way. Out of the things that you've been doing, they're the things I'd expect you to know. You should come out of this knowing how to do these, expand and simplifies. Okay? So the first thing that you do with this one, mate, is you look at that and you say, well, that's a perfect square. Yeah. Okay? So that's using that. Using that? Yeah. Alright, and then this one is using the difference of two squares, which is that one. Yeah. Yeah. I know I'm going a little bit quick, so tell me if I'm going too quick. So what you do is you use this for this. Yeah. Alright, which I'll do quickly-ish. Yeah. Jared? That there. Yeah. Alright, I just did that. And I might put it in brackets because what I want to do is I want to leave this negative sign. I'm gonna do this bit, and then I'm going to apply that negative to all of these. Yeah. Alright. then I can use foil here, or I can use the arrows. And what do you use?
I use the arrows.
You use the arrows, so it would be yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? So I would leave it like that, and then what I'd try and do is I'd try and apply this to some of these. Maybe not. I'll try and take it out of the brackets first. So that becomes negative x squared.
Yeah.
That becomes positive 2xy. And that becomes take y squared. And you're left with that, and it's a matter of collecting the massive amount of like terms. Reading from left to right.
Yeah.
And I'd probably use, I'd probably tick them off as I go. X squared, take x squared is 0.
Yeah.
Plus x squared is 1x squared. I've got 1x squared. But I know I've done them because I've
Yeah.
you know, and that's the process I'd go about it.
Yeah.
Is that alright?